Samurais of Sound D&D stream. I'm Austin Coffey, your moderator and producer, casting director from Strawberry Hill Studio and Samurais of Sound. Once a month, we all get together and play D&D to refine our voice acting. We bring our backstory monologues if we have them, and we go on in a little improvisational adventure together. If you're interested in joining us, let me drop a link to the consultation. You can have a free consultation with us, and we'll talk to you about how to get started with not just D&D, but all aspects of your voiceover career, if that is something that you are interested in. Dropping a link in the chat. We have people on YouTube tuning in, people on Twitter, on Twitch, and Facebook, both of our YouTube channels. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me think if there's any other housekeeping notes before we get started here. I think I'll save most of them for the end. Why don't we all just introduce ourselves out of character first, if we haven't done so already for the stream. Actually, we haven't. So, Gavin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Very nice, very nice. Tony, why don't you share a little bit? And thank you for your service, Tony. Thank you. Robbie, hello. Yeah. Very nice, very nice. Well, I think I'm going to take a little back seat from here until the end, where I'll pop in and bug you guys again, and we'll have Gavin take it from here.
widow. You stand at the opening of this mine, chilled to the bone, and aware that you are the farthest reaches of civilization in the north. A crude sign, weathered by the constant buffeting of wind and hail, depicts a hunk of silver being struck by a pickaxe and sits above a ramshackle entrance and a frosted over door. Nearby, a lone tent secured by iron pitons flaps wildly in the wind, and the dim sound of metal striking rock pings from within. So you guys are outside of this mine. There are three of you at the moment. We might have a couple more jump in. I know that more signed up. So, yes, you are here to apply for a job. In this economy, and it's one of the few good paying jobs out here in the sticks on this very, very new settlement and a very cold, bad island. You've all come for various different reasons, which we will get to in a moment. But as you enter, you meet your potential employer, the woman Deirdre. She's a rather small woman, stands before you with her hands on her hips and a permanent sizing you up posture. Even though her stature might suggest a halfling or dwarven ancestry, she appears to be human, standing at about 4'11". Her apron is coated in soot, and her face and hands are grimy with sweat and dust. She has a ruddy brown ponytail tying back a messy bun of curls. She hawks a wad of phlegm from the back of her throat and spits it at the ground, and then asks in a cackled mind-long voice, "So, this is the law what adds in my head. Let me have a proper look at ye before I make me mind." Could be worse, I suppose. All right, you there on the end. What's your story, eh? Bear in mind, I haven't got all day to get. Gotta use these daylight hours to the maximum. It's proper cold when the sun goes down. So who would like to begin? Kind of just, you can introduce your character physically and then give us kind of a little backstory. You can do it in character voice if you feel comfortable. That's the we're here to practice.
I'm going to jump in real quick. Gavin, doing a great job. But I wanted to just say hi to Javika. I'm so excited to meet you finally.
Hey everyone, nice to meet you all.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. Javika is a brand new premium member doing our private training and accessing all the voiceover resources as well. And we're really excited to get started.
So don't all speak at once, but who would like to go first?
I guess I might as well. So, standing at the end of the line, you see a tiefling with red skin, and he's got like kind of shaggy, like not clearly like not well trimmed black hair, and his eyes are just pitch black. There's no iris, no pupil. He's got what looks to be like a banged up rapier on his hip, and strapped to his back there is what appears to be just a very nice looking banjo. Like compared to the rest of his attire, this banjo is like ridiculously well maintained by the looks of it. And it's just like tightly strapped, like this is his most prized possession. And he just kind of looks around and goes, "Well, I guess I'm the first. Name's Makem. How you doing? Bit of a traveler. Never been too far from home before, but wanted to just come around, and playing in the taverns ain't making much money right now, so you gotta fill the belly, you know?"
A musician, huh? Well,
that's what I like to think of
pants,
myself. What was that?
I said keep it in your pants around here, okay?
All fine.
You musician types, you got a reputation. And I'm a recently widowed woman, but I have, I'm still in my morning stages, so.
Don't worry, I keep to myself usually.
All right, very well. You there, you next. Keep it going.
Okay, I guess I can go. Okay. So you see a tall, thin man, or orc, you think about 6 foot tall, with skin that appears mostly gray but has a pink tint to it, especially on the cheeks where it looks like blush may have been crudely applied. Much of his facial features, including his eyes, are hidden by a dirty blonde wig. And when I say dirty, I mean it looks like it's spent a few nights in a pigsty. And he smells like he has as well. He's wearing a well-worn leather armor. You can see 3 mismatched daggers sheathed in his chest and a battle axe peeking over his shoulders. As he's walking up, you may notice him taking insignificant things from people's pockets and slipping them into their neighbors' pockets as he's walking up to you. And he's kind of enjoying himself and chuckling when he's doing this. And when he laughs, you can see a few small fangs protruding from his lower jaw, which you really can't see when his mouth is closed. And when he speaks, he says several words that sound a little bit more orcish, but you can barely make them out. In fact, you believe that maybe you're not meant to hear those particular words at all. My name is Brog, a hairless life stealer. I come from that away. A small war settlement of refuge. That way. Yes. I apprenticed under a rogue there named Linden Lifestealer. Have you heard of him? Yes, I bet you have. He's famous, you know. He told me himself. He squealed like a pig when I stung him. But that's why I took his name. He entrusted it to me. He did. And I'm here to find and kill my mommy's enemies. I'm here to. Oh, aren't you a cute little one? Cute little child, aren't you? And he pets Deidre on the head.
Whoa, hey, don't touch. We don't touch around here, okay? Personal boundaries are one of the paramounts of the Bottoms Bounty Man Company, all right?
Oh,
Stay away from people.
a little snippy, ain't you? Anyway, do you have anything worth any money here?
Well, it is a silver mine, so you would primarily be protecting the silver.
Lovely, protecting. Yes.
Okay, I'm getting kind of a vibe from you. I'm not sure about this one yet, but I mean, at least you're armed. Okay, next.
Okay, so here you see a halfling who is wrong seated. Of course, that's the one you get. And this one is male or female? Yes, indeed. This one is called Talk, and he's a little forgetful, but maybe as time goes on, he or she might remember why they're there. Hello. I woke up here and hi, my name is Talk, and I see that there's a group of us here, and that seems nice to me.
Are you okay, miss? Do you need anything? Like, town's that way. This is kind of a dangerous situation we got going on, and I'm looking really for, kind of rough and tumble types.
Oh, I think I'll do fine actually. In my old village, they said I should maybe, see the world, have an adventure, and so I said, that sounds fine. So here I am, and I think it will be fine.
Okay. Well, congratulations, you all's got the job. Now let's quit dawdling, and I'll show you around, and you can see what you got to be guarding. Okay? All right, follow me. Now this here mine has 3 main veins of silver that we'd be picking through. That's where attacks have been the most frequent. All manner of critters have tried to muck with our operations here. Goblins, spiders, wolves, dwarfs. Once we even had one of them tunnel bugs. Big thing. That's what got your predecessors, by the way, job openings. Moving to our main chamber here, this is where all the tunnels start. We also have a big old pillar in the middle. I think it's load bearing. At least that's what the safety protected inspector troop guy said. Yeah. We have 2 camps. The back camp is where we pass by the entrance, and the forward camp is just up ahead. The miners mostly spend break time at the forward camp since we started exploring the depths. Oh, look at me. Talking a mile a minute. Anybody got questions?
So we're just being guards. We're not having to actually mine the silver.
Correct. Yes, I do have miners. Yeah. Your job would be to protect them and the silver and me as your main chief employer, of course.
All right then.
I do have a question. What if I mean, how long are we expected to guard this here mine? Like, what if someone, I'm not saying it's me, but what if someone were to get tired?
Well, we do have regular break times. Standard shifts about 10 hours, so you can get home before sundown. Yeah, just take your 15 and the back in the back camp. The forward camp's got some amenities. We've got like a coffee maker, and his name's Phil. A little bit of prestidigitation in there. Fixes a nice brew.
I'm allergic to coffee. Is that okay?
That's fine. We got water, Nature's coffee.
It'll be fine.
What about you, big fella? You got any questions for old Deirdre?
Well, Brogue's just kind of stand there. He picks up a handful of the dirt off the ground and licks it. Oh, not as tasty as it's pretty. No.
Yeah,
I'm-
dirt's not the most flavorful snack. Okay. So that's basically it. You can start right away. You could guard. Some of you guys could guard over there. A few of you. Well, what am I talking about? You guys are the guards. I'll let you get to work. As soon as she's finished talking, you guys hear yelling and the sounds of fighting.
So I guess Makem is going to his head's kind of immediately snap towards where the sound is coming from, and considering he is a guard now, his job is to stop fighting. He's gonna immediately go and investigate.
Okay. Would you like to make a roll?
Sure. Investigation.
You can do investigation. Absolutely. That would be a very good choice.
Okay. Give me 1 second here. All right. And not proficient with this.
It's okay.
Hang on, didn't. 7. That is gonna be an 8.
An 8. Okay. So the mine is, it's cavernous, and so there's quite a lot of echoes circulating around. You're not sure exactly which direction to go, but you are able to suss out that there's if it's not all echoes, there's multiple fights going on.
All right, so we are physically in the mine.
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't know if I can share this in the chat, but I can try. I have a map. Let me see here. File.
I'll pull it up on my screen if you send it to me, or I can access it from the chat.
Asking the DM out of character, would I have an advantage on investigation in the mine since I have dark vision?
It's not maybe like a problem that you're trying to see as so much as hear at the moment, but it's a relevant skill. It might, it'll probably come up here shortly.
Awesome.
Let's see. Trying to send a file here. Well, that's kind of annoying. Let me just email it to Austin,
Okay.
and then you can figure it out. So I don't take up too much time. If I was smart, I would have done this ahead of time.
No worries.
It's a map. There you go. Sit. All right. Back to my thing. Okay. So yes, investigation, mixed results. Would anyone else like to try something, or you can just pick a direction and head in it?
So, Brogue has a passive perception of
Yeah.
9 and dark vision, and he's gonna listen and then go in the opposite direction of the noise to investigate.
Okay. So he's just like not very good at it, maybe.
Yeah. Just I'm
Okay.
gonna look over here.
All right. Yeah, you find yourself back at the back camp. There's nobody around right now. There's a few beds and a fire that's kind of dwindling because there's nobody here to kind of keep it going.
Perfect. So he's going to probably rummage around and see if anybody has anything of value.
Cool. Yeah, you can make an investigation check if you want.
Okay.
Great job of guarding.
It's the character, man.
Talk felt a little sleepy and so decided to go away from the noise. And Talk found a bed and is kind of in the bed right now.
Oh, so you're like, okay, so you kind of know where the direction of the forward camp is, and you have, because you're closer to it than the back camp, and you walk over to the forward camp to see 5 goblins, arms to the teeth, and they are trying to break into the door of the forward camp. And they look at you and they say, "Ah! Guard! Come at me!"
And Talk says, "Where?"
I am unfamiliar. What? You are guard, yes?
No, I'm Talk. What's your name?
Herc?
Hi.
We're kind of busy doing like a raid. So,
Oh, can I help?
do you have a key to this door?
I don't, but I think some of my new friends might. Do you want to go with me?
Why don't you make a persuasion check? It's not outside the realm of possibilities.
Sorry, I just haven't, I've never played this before, so I don't know
Okay.
what I can and cannot do.
So, are you using a character sheet on roll 20, or do you have a physical one?
I just have Talk. I'm sorry, I'm just
That's
here.
I don't
okay.
think Javika had much time to prepare. So, we can just assume, based on what kind of character she wants to have, what the modifier would be.
Yeah. What? Actually, you can do this if you want to go to. they should have like pre-built characters on D&D Beyond, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound correct?
I think they do. Yeah, I can get a link.
Yeah, why don't you look that up? What kind of character are you playing? Like, are you sneaky? Are you fighty? Are you magicy?
So I did quickly look at the sheet that Austin sent, and it says that as a halfling, I I shun violence and all things bad, very kind of innocent and wide-eyed, and don't see badness at all, so kind of oblivious to everything. Is that
Uh,
what you're looking for at all?
yeah. So the class would be like, the sort of just vocation that you've chosen career-wise. Um, so halflings primarily are going to be like clerics or paladins or monks, if they're brought up in the diviner faith. So
Okay. I'm bad at everything, but I'm trying to be a monk. But before I become a monk, I've decided to go on an adventure to prove that being a monk is what I should do.
okay, so if you are a monk, Austin, did you find those?
Yes, I think, Jamika, if you just want to go just verbally for this session, that's fine too. Or if you do want to look through some characters and make one, it takes a few minutes, but it could be worth your time. It's totally up to you how you wanna proceed. But there is a link that I put in the chat to some pre-made characters on the service that most people use to maintain their characters. It's called D&D Beyond.
Yeah, if you look at the preview of the monk, there's some stats, so you can just use those.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
I only see a dwarf and a human monk. Should I just pick one of those?
yeah, that's totally fine. Just because of the time
Sure,
constraints.
sure.
Um,
So I have passive perception, passive investigation, and passive insight. Can I use passive? I actually don't know what this means, but should I just use passive insight for this?
so you can use you can roll a 20 dice, 20-sided dice, and you can just add your charisma modifier, which will be the little box or the little bubble, like +1, +0. I think on the human monk I'm looking at it's +0.
Yeah, it's +0.
So you just roll the 20-sided dice and take that result, and that would be a charisma check or a persuasion check.
Sorry, how do I roll the dice?
There is, let me see here. If you just, I think if you claim the character, oh, my character slots are full. As I'm looking at this.
You can
There's,
find
like,
an online. Let's find an online dice roller.
Yeah, there's ones all over the. I think you can just Google dice roller and it'll roll dice for you.
Sorry, I'm late.
No worries. Welcome, John Carlos.
Hey, yeah, much appreciated. I figured out the character as Zeltos, basically, like, sort of like Ares, because I was reading, like, he sounds similar to a god of war, Ares.
Very nice.
Okay.
And
So
of
I got a
course,
3.
You got a 3. Okay, so this goblin is not at all convinced that you have good intentions for him, and he says, "I'm good here. I'm gonna keep trying to break this door down, but you find your way out of the mine, please."
Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. And these 5 goblins go back to hacking at the doors, and the miners inside go, "Help! Help! Please! Oh my God! What are you doing? Aren't you our guard?"
No, I'm Tog. I told you my name is Tog.
All right, so Tony, why don't you roll just an investigation to see if you can find some loot.
Okay. gonna say no. I got a 7.
A 7. Yeah, I mean, you find some like fresh socks. There's a like a laundry basket of discarded mine clothes, breeches, and various things, but nothing of intrinsic value. Just maybe sentimental. I don't know. Someone's got a home knit sweater that they'd probably miss if you stole it.
Oh, clean clothing. So I shove it into my bag.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's nothing else here. I think I might as well go to the forward camp and see if there's got any good loot up there.
All right. So you start making your way back to the forward camp. Nacum.
Yes.
You have
out of character. My dog just arrived, so
okay.
I was getting her situated. So I guess in character, Macom found like a dog in the tunnels, and he's been like caring for it for a few minutes. He got it to stop
so
crying. He thought
glad
that was
these
the
guards
noise.
are
Now he
doing
hears the
such a good
screams,
job.
and he's gonna like head towards them. So I'm guessing that's the forward camp.
Yes. You discover Talk walking back nonchalantly as the 5 goblins attack the doors of the forward camp.
I see this happening. I'm like, wait a minute! Didn't you just sign up to stop the goblins?
Did I?
Yeah, that's why we're here.
But
And
I thought we were watching the silver. I didn't find any silver.
okay, he just doesn't bother arguing. He just like moves ahead to the goblins, and he's like, "Hey, y'all, could you stop that, please?
Hey, no.
I really think you should stop. I don't want this to get ugly."
Bite me.
All right, can I cast a spell?
Yes, if you're ready, we can roll combat in initiative. So we begin like a round of combat, like officially.
Yes.
If you're taking an action of attack against them, let's get Giancarlos going here. So just real quick, we are in a silver mine. Your character, along with the others, have been hired to guard the place, and a fight has just broken out. It seems that a group of goblin raiders are trying to break into the forward camp, attack miners, maybe steal silver. You don't know. So your character is what class?
I chose the Kaltos.
Okay, so you're a Caltonian. What are you, a barbarian? Are you a warlock?
So there's barbarian and war, basically, right?
Fighter.
Yeah, I can choose fighter, basically, because it's quite appropriate. Example being reminiscent of Ares. And I chose the Kaltos because I realized there has to be a bit of balance and order as well. And not to mention, sort of do a backstory like in the Lord of the Rings, where one of the kingdoms chooses their hatred towards the elves or towards humanity because of the fact that they were betrayed or they saw the barbarianism in society. So basically, I as a Caltonian am chosen to give balance and order to the savages when they do not learn their lessons.
Okay. So if you have a character sheet prepared, that would be great. If you don't, Austin posted in the chat a few minutes ago, the D&D Beyond characters / pre-made, you can find a fighter in there and use those stats if you don't have a character sheet.
Let's see the character sheet. It's in the link right here.
Yeah, it should be in the chat.
Alright. So, okay, see mods, notes, history, and etc. So I just put attribute, modifier, advantage. That's what I see right here.
Are you looking at a character sheet?
No, it just says dice roller.
Oh, let me put the link.
Oh. It's
Let me put the link in again. He might not have
Yeah,
it.
maybe
Yeah.
I didn't see the link.
Yeah, it was right after you joined.
Here you go, John
Or right
Carlos.
before you joined, sorry.
Yeah.
It's the most recent link in the chat. Let's get Brog and Talk and Nakum. Let's all get you in the initiative order. Talk, you don't have to fight if that's not something your character wants to do on your turn. You'll still take a turn. And basically everybody gets a movement action, so you can move up to your character's speed, which would be listed on your character sheet. You can take a action, which is anything like hiding or attacking or interacting with the world in some way, casting spells, things like that. And once you've done both of those things, or if you just want to take an action, or you just want to move and then you pass turn, then we'll go to the next player. So all you have to do is roll a d20 and add your speed, or up here at the top it'll say initiative. So you'll add that number to the 20 and get your initiative and just call it out to me and I will write it down.
Okay, so my speed is 30 feet.
Mhm.
So I put that as the initiative.
No, so it's going to be the speed, and then the initiative is right next to it. It's going to be a plus something. Should be a low number.
Oh yeah, +3.
Okay. Yeah, so you'll take your d20, roll it, add +3, and that'll be your initiative. That'll be where you act.
Okay. So I have 13.
Okay. All right, so I will put you down for 13. Nakum, what did you get? You are muted right now.
There, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Let's see. For initiative, give me one moment.
Brog, are you ready with yours?
Yeah, I got a 6.
Okay.
That's an 18 plus my initiative 1, so 19.
All right, cool. And John Carlos, are you ready over here?
Yeah, I couldn't find the Kaltos, so
Well, it's not a character class. You just play a fighter.
got it.
The Caltonian is kind of its flavor. It's just your character's motivation and how they role play in the world. The class is what you physically need to roll dice, add modifiers, take actions, things like that.
Oh, understand.
So if you've got a character sheet that you're looking at here for a fighter, you can roll a d20 and you can add that initiative up at the top and let me know what that number is, and we'll go from there.
Alright. So just put pre-made.
That's fine.
Alright, so it says alright, so I'll roll the die.
So
Hey.
I have a quick
Roll
question.
die.
Sure.
It says the core monk traits are acrobatics and stealth and martial arts. So how do I use those traits?
So you should be able to see under your actions. There's this little box down here at the bottom. It's like it's got like 6 bubbles. If you click on that, and you click over to your actions, you're gonna have like attacks that you can take, and skills that you can use. And if you got questions about like how you use a skill in real time, that's totally fine. I can help you. But
So
but basically,
go ahead.
yeah, go ahead. No, you
I was just wondering, like, will you say, okay, now it's time to take an action, and then I say, okay, I'd like to do this. Will you prompt all of the?
yeah.
Mm.
So the number that you gave me puts you in an order numerically.
Okay.
And so when it's your turn, when your turn comes up, I'll let you know, and then
Understood.
you'll be free to move and take actions.
Oh, thank you.
All right, John, what'd you get?
So I got a human warlock.
Okay, you're playing a warlock instead. All right, that's totally fine. What's your? Did you roll initiative?
Yeah, so roll initiative. Let me roll the dice. Advantages, attribute. So I press did I press the mods, the notes, or what do I press?
You can just use if you have physical dice, you can just roll a dice and add your initiative bonus. It should be up at the top bar. Otherwise, there was a link for that dice roller. I think you saw.
Yeah, I rolled the dice and it says the rolled 1d29.
So you got a 9. Okay. And then what does it say up at the top of the character sheet about what your initiative bonus is?
All right, my initiative bonus. Let me check that bonus. Okay, so it says the initiative up in the top, basically, right?
Yeah, top of the character sheet, it should say plus something.
Okay, so initiative sheet. -1 strength, +1 dexterity, bottom 13, and then constitution +2, 15, intelligence 2, 14, wisdom 0, +11, charisma 3, 16, prophecy, overall 30 in speed, 12 in armor.
Yeah, so go ahead and to add the dexterity bonus. So it's the little number, not the big number. So if your dexterity says a big number, you're going to add the little one that has a plus next to it or a minus.
Yeah, so 3 + 1, 4.
So you rolled a 9, so you're adding
Mhm.
+3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's going to be 11 or 12. 12 for initiative. Okay. And you have a higher dexterity than goblins, so you're going to go ahead of them because they also rolled a 12. All right, so the initiative order, and you don't have to know this. I will call you out when it's your turn, but it is Nacum will go first, then Talk, then Giancarlo's, then the goblins, and then Brock will end us before we start the round over again.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Nacum, you are up first. You can take a move action. You are about, let's say, 20 feet from the goblin group here. There's 5 of them. There's 4 of you. So it's a pretty fair fight. And you can move, you can attack, you can cast a spell, you can do whatever you want.
All right, so I'm going first.
Yes.
All right, so at this point, seeing the goblins are about to attack, how far away would you say they are from me?
20 feet.
20 feet?
Mhm.
Okay, so Makem is going to unsling his banjo, and he's just going to start strumming it a little bit. And I'm guessing he's just going to do this at the goblin who was directly spoken to. And you just hear... And he's going to use Vicious Mockery. And he just says, "You couldn't hit a cow's arse with a banjo, boy."
All right. Yeah, so Vicious Mockery is an attack, so go ahead and make the attack roll.
Yes.
Unless it's a saving throw. Is it a saving throw, does it say? Make it
Vicious
might be.
Mockery is... The target must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or take
Okay.
1d6 psychic damage and have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its turn.
Okay. So, do you know what your spell save?
It is a 13 Wisdom save.
13. Okay. So I have to roll. Goblin
Yes.
has to beat a 13. He does.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a 19 on the dice.
Alright, so, yeah, he just... nothing.
Your insult did not land quite as viciously as you had hoped. He's like, "Hey, I don't really know what you're trying to do by that, but it'd be rude."
Oh, shucks, I guess the usual insults from the hometown don't reach this far down. Gotta get some new material.
Would you like to do anything else? Move.
I guess he's just kind of gonna move off to the side a bit, so put some distance between himself and the goblins.
Okay. All right. Maybe stand behind a bigger person.
Not like stand behind, but kind of like, essentially like he's trying to flank. So like
Sure.
moving to the right.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. All right. It is Talk, your turn. So just like Nakum, you can take a move action. You're about the same distance from the goblins as he was, about 20 feet. You can attack them with fists or a weapon. You can hide or interact with the environment in some way.
Okay. So Talk sees the goblins and thinks that they're Talk's friends, and so starts talking to them. Oh, hi! I see we're back here. These are my friends. Maybe they could help you do what you're doing. Would you like me to ask?
I mean, I think they know what they are. You guys are guards, right? And he kind of addresses everyone else.
I mean, we just got hired, so kinda.
Oh, rough first day, huh? Wow. Makes me feel like an asshole for attacking on your first day on the job, but, well, I've got a boss too, so.
I mean,
Mark,
I've had worse
I'm happy
first
to kill you.
days. I found a dog in the tunnel. I got to pet her. She was nice.
I'm here to bring balance and order. That's all that matters.
Hey,
No
this
money,
guy's creeping
Kevin.
me out.
Yeah, I don't know him.
Listen,
Is
are we
there
gonna
any-
fight or what? He's kind of brandishing his scimitar.
Make him
And
so
who-
look at the group and go.
So it's still your turn, Talk. You can speaking's a free action, so you still
Okay.
have the ability to move and take an action.
I love that speaking of free. Okay. So at this point, Talk realizes that they're talking about fighting, and then Talk remembers that they're actually very good at martial arts, but they don't use it to scare people. They just practice it for fitness. And so Talk would like to just pick up the staff that they see lying next to them and just kind of twirl it around. But they're very fearsome when they do that. And so people get scared. And so it escalates the situation without Talk meaning to. Did I do that?
Okay. Yeah. So that would be, I would consider that an intimidation check,
Okay.
because you're in essence you're trying to scare them with a display of your force. So
Yes. Let's do that.
yeah. So if you go to that little bubble at the bottom, under skills, you should have intimidation listed.
I
And you
have
just-
+0 though, so I don't know
Okay.
how intimidating I am.
It's just a flat D20 roll then.
Okay. So, so am I rolling again?
Yes. Yeah, you'll roll D20s quite a lot in the game.
Okay.
No time for practice. Bathe in their blood.
So I've got
Turn
5.
those goblins into toads that they are.
I'm sorry, we haven't met. What's your name?
You may call me Calypso.
Calypso. Hi.
Hello then. I'm only here to bring balance and order that is needed over here. You may have a portion of it, but personally, I look forward to turning these goblins into squashed little toads.
Oh, I don't know how to use magic, but I know how to use this stick. It requires balance. Here, see.
Balance, like all things, should be, or else there will be absolute chaos and absolute anarchy. That is what this mission is important for.
What do you get on your intimidation check?
I got 5.
A 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're spinning it around. Clearly, yes, you are using this as like a physical exercise, and so it's just like you're doing Pilates in front of these
Very much.
goblins, and it's like, huh? Okay. I could sort of see it if it was directed at me. It might hurt, but right now she just doesn't seem all that scary. So they're not intimidated. They a couple of them continue to attack the doors. 3 half turn to you. There's one with a bow, and the other 4 are wielding scimitars. So they will use them on their turn. Jean Carlos, it is your go to act, or I should say Calypso. It's your turn to act. So, like the others, you can take a movement action. You're 20 feet away. You can take an attack action. Since you're a warlock, I know you've got spells you can cast.
Yes, I have the Eldritch Blast, which is 5 plus damage and ranges from the 120 feet. And then I
Yes.
have the Mirror Illusion, which is 30 feet.
Yeah,
And
Eldritch
control.
Blast is a warlock's bread and butter. It's their most potent attack. So if you were wanting to cast a spell at them to deal damage, that would be a good choice.
Yes.
Okay. So you can target one of these goblins with that. So it's going to be a spell attack. So what you'll do is you'll take your D20 roll, and you will add your charisma bonus and another +2 onto that for proficiency as well.
Okay, my charisma bonus. It's right. It's a charisma bonus.
It should be under your abilities, saves, and senses.
Saves and senses. Yeah, so the +3 on top, is that correct?
Yeah, that
So
should be. Yeah, if you've got a warlock, you probably have a high charisma. So.
And it's 16, so +3.
Yep. So you'll roll your D20. You'll add 3. You'll add another 2. So 5 plus whatever you get on the D20.
Yeah, so I have the +3, and then I rolled +4 and 5, and that's 9. So now all I need to do is roll my the D20, and I rolled 16.
So you rolled a 16 on the dice. Your bonus is +5 total. So that would be a 21 to attack, and that'll hit them. So go ahead and roll damage. You will roll the number of dice. It's going to be, I think that it's D6s or D8s.
D6 or D8?
It should say under Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast rolls under
Let me just look it up here. So
D.
We're looking at 1d10. Sorry, it's a d10.
And I have roll 2.
You got a 2?
Yep.
Okay. No worries. Damage is damage.
Foolish little green bastards. You think you can win against me, a warlock, yet I will melt you into the grape juice that you belong. I will make you piss your own blood, and I will make you rot in the deepest, darkest chambers of Hades. Face it! Eldritch Blast!
This man. I'm a little worried. This guy's freaking me out.
Twitching
All
my
right.
toes.
All right, it is the goblins' turns. So they're all going to act together. Wow, I'm talking a lot. They're all
Not
going to
bad,
act.
Dark and Broody.
Okay, so we have 4 players, 5 goblins. Let me just roll a who's getting the most hits dice. It is Frog. So you're going to get a scimitar and an arrow, and the rest will just get attacked with scimitars. Okay. Let's see. Against Nakum. Does a does an 18 hit?
That unfortunately hits.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of figured. All right.
The AC is only 12.
All right. You are going to take 6 slashing damage.
All right. I'm assuming it's a scimitar.
Yes.
All right. As the goblin runs towards me, you immediately just see me whip the banjo back, and go, "Not the banjo!" And I just take it across the chest.
Yes. On the fleshy bits, not the instrument.
No, like you see him like trying to protect this thing with his life.
Yes. All right. Brog. The scimitar is a 9. Will a 9 hit you?
That's the armor class, right?
Correct.
Okay. So no, that's 13.
All right. You are fine from the scimitar. Arrow is even worse. So you were my pincushion, and you didn't take any damage, so that's fun. All right.
So he's just kind of smiling like an idiot.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Dodging attacks left and right. All right, Talk. Probably an 8 will not hit a monk. I'm just going to go off on a limb and say that doesn't work. If you are interested in knowing for sure, on your character sheet, you have a armor class. It should be next to the initiative on the very top, and that's the number that I have to roll on the dice to hit you.
Yeah, 15.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I rolled an 8. And okay, last but not least, Calypso. Let us see here. Okay, that will probably hit. It's a 20.
Let them perish and melt like butter.
They hit you for 5, buddy.
I'll hit
Okay.
them just as hard. An eye for an eye. That's what I live for.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, this goblin's pretty like uncomfortable trading blows and words with you, but it's his job.
And if that is the hill he wants to die on, then that is the hill he will die on.
All right, Brog, it's your turn.
Alright. So, rolling the...
It's Brog's turn. Sorry.
Oh, Brock's turn.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's the slow one. So,
Rogue, you know,
Brog-
the slow one.
so Frog just he walks over to Talk just as he's dodging the attacks on the way over, and hands her one of the clean socks and says, "Your stick moved very pretty." And then I know it's the middle of a battle, but I think it says that I can do a sneak attack along with my regular attack because it's a dual wield and has 2 daggers.
Yeah, so your sneak attack, as long as you have advantage on an attack, you can deal sneak attack damage with
Okay.
with your main attack.
Okay. I'm assuming I don't have that.
You all you have to do to have advantage is flank one of the enemies. So you can if you want to move over to where one of your allies is fighting, they will the goblin that's currently got you in melee will take an opportunity attack against you. But you're more than welcome to attempt to do that maneuver.
Okay. Well, that was part of the idea, was that he was going to give her the sock and then
Okay.
try to stab the closest one.
All right. So the goblin that's currently got you in melee range is going to try and attack you as you leave his space. Does a 17 hit?
Yep.
Okay. You're gonna take 1 point of slashing damage. And that puts you behind the goblin that is engaged with Talk. So you will have advantage on the attack. And in addition, you do have inspiration because you provided me with a backstory. So if you want to use that at any time to make one reroll, you're welcome to that.
So what was it? So it was the dagger attack.
Mm-hmm.
What is a B?
What's a what?
I'm using the app on the D&D Beyond, and it came up with a B. Is that a 0, or I don't? I'm gonna roll again, if that's all right, because I don't know what that meant. All right, so a 13 plus 5 is 18.
18 hits.
Okay. And then the damage is D4 plus 3. So.
Yeah, and then you'll add your sneak attack on top of that.
So a 3 plus 3 is a 6, and then the sneak attack is also a 6.
Ooh, wow, 12 damage. Holy camoli. Yeah, I mean, Brog kind of tosses you a sock and then absolutely eviscerates the guy in front of you. Talk was not ready for the violence, but goblin blood splatters on you nonetheless, as Brog just, murderizes the goblin in front of you.
Like relish.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
Why did you do that? How we were friendly to them.
There are sacrifices that must be made, and clearly their lives are at stake. It's either your life or theirs. You must decide.
Who made those rules?
Okay.
Yeah, everything's okay.
The Chaos Gods did. How else would we have order? If we just allowed ourselves to make marshmallows together after what they are in our way, they either must get out of our way or they will be crushed.
That call's in 30
oblivion.
minutes, right?
And I have no problem turning them into relish
Yeah.
for bratwursts.
Personally, I'm
I don't know
feeling like
nothing
there's
about
not
chaos,
much of a
Mr.
reason
Warlock,
to
but
keep him.
right now I think we just do this because it's our job.
I'm just going. It's an extra.
Bratwurst
Yes.
sounds good. Do you have any?
$1,600.
Plenty of them.
$100 a month.
And the goblins will make extra good
It's just too much
bratwursts.
money to spend, and we don't really
All
need
right.
them at this point.
Okay,
so-
I'm glad you agree with me.
So,
I'm doing something kind of looking at
Nakum,
what
it
they're
is your
offering.
turn.
And
What would you like to
We
do?
should do a handoff meeting with Christian. And then
All right. Well, considering this goblin
hand
just
off everything. Make
like
sure
tried to
we
slash at
understand
me, I'm
everything
assuming he's
we
standing
do
right in front of me now.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, you are
just make
in
sure everything's
melee.
in order. We can do that tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
A handoff meeting.
I'm
with
just
Christian.
gonna
Yes,
since
yeah,
I've like
I think
stowed my
we can-
banjo,
we could-
I'm gonna
we
just
can
whip
use
out my
something like
rapier and I'm
Samurai
going to
or
try
something,
to just
I mean,
stab
we
him a
can
couple
just look at
times.
Google Analytics
I'm just
and
gonna be
see what's going on, right?
Yeah.
What
haven't had to
is-
use
I-
in a
this
hot
is
minute.
question I have
Let's
for
see if I got
Christian.
this.
What is he
And just start
doing?
stabbing.
Yeah,
You
I,
have the
I,
good
I
old
don't
push
really
the
know,
attack
and
button.
I mean,
Yes.
I think I do know. I think
All
he's
right,
just
and we are
he's
rolling.
just negotiating those backlinks.
And I'm using it
Yeah, that sounds
finesse,
good.
by the way.
And the reason
Yes.
why I said Xander, I think.
Sorry, I have a
what
very
Xander
small
said,
desk. Give me a
We
second.
can get the process
all right.
started, and then
Let's
we
see,
can,
that is-
we can
Train him how to do it.
Yeah, train him.
Yeah.
We can say, hey, Xander, here's a list of people. Reach out to them. And
That is a 12, I
how much
believe.
They want for it.
12?
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
I think
12
a
will
little
not
budget,
hit,
put a little budget in PayPal.
Oh, are
to
you
say,
kidding
hey,
me?
just
Okay.
pay them.
I'm just doing
Find a
terribly.
High quality one, get our approval,
That's all right.
pay them. Something like that. That way it keeps them in the loop.
So I'm assuming he either dodges or
I want
blocks.
to keep him in the loop. as
He
much as
blocks.
possible,
Yeah,
give him a
he's
little-
got you
Mhm.
know,
Maybe make sure
gets
he's
his
doing
rapier in
something with
or
us
his
and-
Me too.
scimitar in
Yeah,
between.
something like that.
Um,
Once we figure out what's
He's like,
Ah.
yeah, you'll have to be quicker than that.
He's fine, right? Just
Dang
be
it, fellas.
very
I'm
responsible.
sorry, y'all. I'm
He'll reach
more of a
out and he'll-
performer, not a fighter.
And maybe get. I mean, he's
Uh,
doing like a couple of months. Isn't that what Salmon's doing right now?
And then
Yeah.
before my turn is over,
He's not-
I'm going
I'm not
to,
seeing.
as a bonus action, I'm
anything
going to
else.
cast Bardic
Is there anything
Inspiration
else you're seeing from Salmon? He's not even responding very well. I'm
on
getting a little.
my
I'm
warlock
quite
friend
irritated, actually,
because he
with
seems to be
Salmon's
doing the most
response.
damage right now.
I sent him an email. When's the last time I sent him an email? I'm like, dude, we're
Alright.
paying
Nice.
you every month.
So you have
Yeah.
Bardic
Container.
Inspiration.
A
It's
lot of money.
a lot of money, and I'm
D4,
not getting responses. And I've already
Um,
mentioned this to Tristan.
D6.
D6. Okay, so
Yeah. I sent him an email just
you,
now because this whole
John
thing with
Carlos,
the
you
Google
have
ads, they're like your
an extra
verification has
D6 that
expired
you
or
can
something.
add
Like,
to
can you
a
please
D20
explain
roll.
this?
Yeah, what is it?
Um,
Like,
Why
are we
is it-
running
If you
Google
have
ads? It
to-
kind of seems like we
I
are.
don't
running
think it
Google ads
applies
when
to
I log
attack
in,
rolls,
but I
but
don't
it
want to
does
spend all this
apply
time to
to-
like. This is his job, like I can
It
figure
just
it
says
out.
whenever
but
you fail a
I don't-
D20
you know,
check,
that's
the
the
creature
point.
can roll the
So
Bardic
I asked him
Inspiration
4
die.
days ago.
Okay, all right. So yes,
for
there you
a
go.
new report. I mean, I
it
don't
would
mind
be-
if it takes him a few
If you're
days
gonna
to
fail
do
a
it.
roll, you
Friday we
can
asked
roll a
him to do it.
D6
But just,
and add
yeah,
that, and
it's just in
it might
general, the
help you
response
succeed it
time is
instead.
like it takes him a week.
So
to
roll
get
the
back to us.
D20. Since I'm
roll the
really safe.
D20. If you get a
So here's
fail
other
result,
ones I
you can
sent.
add the
Well,
D6
there's
on after.
several things that I've asked me.
And
Um,
it says I have
It generally
14. So
takes
do
him a
I
week
add?
to get back to us.
So do I add the how say it's the Eldritch
Sometimes more
Blast?
than that to get back
Well,
to
you
us.
can-
When you physically make the roll.
Yeah. When it's
Yeah.
your turn, if
Yeah.
you want to use the Bardic
I think,
Inspiration, you can.
I
Nacum
think
was
we
just
figure out
telling
what he's
you
doing
that
and
he's
do
that's
it
what
just
he's
as
giving
effective.
you.
Well, more
So when
effective
it's your
because
turn,
it
you'll
will
be
be
able
way
to use it.
cheaper.
Yeah,
And what was your
Absolutely.
character's name again?
yeah, I know.
Calypso.
So,
All right.
okay, so that's we're gonna.
Shoot, I'm
pause
trying to
then.
think of how I'd flavor this.
And then I think we should scale up the ad budget,
Yeah.
right? And
Well,
then-
You
right-
just
yeah,
see,
right
like, I
now
kind of
it's
reach
at
around and I just like
900 a month,
strum from
basically.
behind.
Is
Like
that-
it's
right
it's
now
not like
90,
meant.
right?
I'm like
Yeah,
trying to
30
rush this, so it's
days,
just a
90
few
days.
like
Yeah, 30
frantic
days.
notes, and I'm like,
I think that's a good starting place.
Yeah.
We should run that. I think.
Mr.
at least
Warlock, if you don't
until the
mind,
end of
I could
November
use a
and
little
see, like,
help.
what's the pace of
And, like,
consultations?
Yeah.
What's the conversion rate?
Well,
and then how do we
it
find
kind
out?
of like your mind just feels like a little
sustainable ad
clearer when you
budget?
hear the music.
Right. I'm not seeing a lot of webinar hits though
And what kind of
Well, when
help
did
would
the
that
ads
be,
start?
performer?
on Friday. Webflow 4. So-
Killing goblins would be the main help right now.
Much pleasure. Do you have anything to boost? So I can turn
But
them
yeah,
on
I'm
to
all for
relish
adding more money
and
to the
make them
campaign. I just don't
squirm
want to
like
be in
the
a situation
frogs
where we have to
they
stop
are.
the campaign. That's what I want to avoid.
Yeah. Now, I feel like Christian is the most directly.
I start to like think of a song, and I'm like,
the other two, I'm not. I don't. have
Shoddy
to-
came and you caught me
have
red-handed,
faith
fighting
in
with this
them because
cavern
they
lord.
tend to give
Picture
you
this, you're gonna do
stuff.
some damage. Now point that
Kinda-
big
it-
ass
it-
sword.
The information is not like straight and direct. And
All
upfront.
right.
They're
Right.
not very.
You
transparent
are
with
right,
stuff.
performer.
Now,
Now,
same thing. I've
make
been
a song
requesting,
for them
bell
when
tiers
they
for a month now.
turn-
They haven't
when they
appeared.
turn into
The
belch.
copywriting for the emails hasn't.
I'll work
appeared.
on it.
Right.
Oh, actually,
Alright,
this
Talk,
campaign
it
is
your turn.
not running.
Question.
Well, then that's.
Uh,
then
what
we
is
need to start
relish?
Christian, so tomorrow.
keeps
Let's do
being
Christian. You want
said,
him tonight or
and
tomorrow?
I'm not sure
This is
we're on the
it's
same
really important
page
that this is running
at all.
because if
because
if
they
it's
are
not running, we're not
green, they
getting
look like
leads.
vegetables, toad people. So obviously,
I don't
relish is what you
see
put
any
on
campaigns
bratwurst
running right now.
to flavor bratwurst. And
Oh,
obviously, you should not let good
No
goblin meat go
campaigns
to
are-
waste,
No.
especially if you're going to level up or if you're going to kill more.
oh, I see. You only eat goblins.
No, anyone who gets in my path mainly, but the goblins seem to be the most
I thought we
edible.
were supposed to meet with them
Their
Friday.
souls seem to
That's
be the
what
most
we
edible.
How much food do you need every day? Just curious.
Hmm. I usually avoid the old goblins because they taste like garbage. And then the biggest goblins as well to balance the population of the goblins. Because you can't have goblins who don't contribute anything to society. If you have goblins who lay around all day doing nothing, doing no contribution, they are worthy enough of seeing their life contributing to another through their souls being devoured.
Honestly, and I'm
You guys
not
are
sure
having
we
this
even
deep
really need the
philosophical
belt tiers.
conversation in the middle of a fight.
I don't think that's
So-
necessary. Because
So
we're
how do you-
basically
so
thinking
fine with the
about
role
the
play,
membership as
just bear that in mind.
a similar
Um,
thing anyway. You know,
go
it's,
ahead,
it's a
Talk.
year to get
Just out of character,
to spend
how
with the
many goblins
benefits, you
have
know.
died and how many are still
um,
kind of murderously staring at us?
One goblin has
and once
died.
people understand, I think it was
the
just
one
the
in front of
consultations,
you.
getting people on the
So
consultations.
you're
I had
free
a
to move
consultation with
around,
a lady today. I feel great about it.
and
I
then
think she's
there are
probably going to
4
convert.
left.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have some skills in
It's just
perception.
it's just customer
and
service,
is it
consultations.
Okay to cast
Like,
that
I'm sending personal. I'm
upon
not
the
using the info
goblins
email so much
to
anymore. I'm using
show
my
them
email
the
because I
error
think
of their
people want to
ways?
see that we're people. You
It
know?
would be more of a
So I'm sending-
persuasion.
I'm sending
Perception
most
is
of my
like trying to
customer service
see
emails
things
from my
that you're not aware of.
personal, but my Austin
Okay.
C at Strawberry email.
Yeah, persuasion would be more,
There's also
directly
some
trying to
changes I want to make to D&D. I want
confront
to
their
make it
morals.
way simpler
Okay.
for people. I
So
think
my
the
persuasion
key
is
just getting it
0,
as
so I don't know
simple as
that would be
possible.
very
How
effective.
many people showed up?
I do have some
turnout.
skills
We
in
have 1,
acrobatics.
2, 3, 4
Now-
players right now that are playing. So people are
I
interested,
don't
but
really
problem
feel
with-
that would be relevant
problem with
here.
me
I
letting
could
someone else
also
do
do
it is that,
animal handling. Again, I don't think
it's just
very
becoming
relevant.
really complicated.
Are
Are
to
you
Um,
go
wanting
back
to
and
like
forth.
attack them, or are you
I think it's
trying to
actually
I
kill
just-
other?
easier
I
and more
want them
streamlined
to
if I
get
just do it
away
myself.
from this murderous Calypso, who I'm
So
later going to try
in the
to
new
make
year,
a
or maybe even
vegetarian.
sooner, I'd like
But
to just
right
start
now,
doing it once a month
I
still.
think
And
maybe
gathering
I
is
want to
great,
use
and
my
definitely keep
animal
them around.
handling on that stray dog that
Um,
was found.
We
and
could even start
try to
trading
get
off again.
them
Maybe
to
we'll start
chase one
trading
of the
off again.
goblins. Could
and then
I
might
could I do
phase them
that?
out, but it just needs to be
Sure.
really
That's a
simple
very
for people.
creative.
Like people like Javika who
Yeah, go
are
for it.
paying
Okay.
customers, and she's happy,
So,
but
Um.
she sees this like kind
Okay,
of
so
wall of text,
actually,
and she's
so
like, well, how do I
animal handling
proceed?
falls under
I just want to make it
wisdom,
like the kind
and
of
I
environment where
have
like you don't have to know what
plus
you're
2
doing.
in
Just
that.
come, you
Okay,
know.
I'm getting the
Exactly it. That's
necklace.
exactly what I was gonna say. Did you show her walk us through the coupons and everything too?
I was just writing that email when you walked in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think we just have to make sure the user journey too is just as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Here's your coupons. Here's this. Whatever's not working in there, get rid of it.
If you turn me vegetarian,
so
I will
maybe
kill
just
3
clean that
people
up
for maple
tomorrow.
syrup.
Yeah.
Clean anything up
So I
again.
rolled a
Because we're
14.
onboarding all these people. We just make
All
sure
right,
everything
14.
the user journey is good.
Yeah. So I think you just like whistle for
Meet
this
with Christian
dog.
Tomorrow. Let's do the
Who comes
Okay.
trotting down the
After
mine,
everything was in, we
the
decided-
mine trail.
And the 18th is when this renews, right? This renews.
Yeah, it's
Hey, doggy, doggy. Hey,
is
doggy,
it the
doggy.
18th? Yeah, it would be great to not have to make that payment this month
What kind of dog is it?
because
I can also talk that.
Yeah, I'm
I
open
want to
to
see what that would
ideas.
do if we don't have to make that payment. That might
I
actually
mean, the
that
dog
might
that I
actually
currently
put
have
us
right
in
now is a
profit
shepherd
range
who's
if
sitting right
we-
next to me.
Okay, so it's like a, it's
If
like
we
a
don't
meat,
make
big,
that.
bigger.
What about the Caucasian shepherd? It is known for guarding their sheep against the bears and big enough to kill the bears.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like an early medieval analog for a domesticated dog breed. So it's probably like some sort of, hunting dog of some variety. So and one that would be able to handle the cold weather. So it's a maybe like a mastiff.
A mastiff. The mastiff or the Irish wolfhound.
Yeah, like a wolfhound. And it comes trotting along, and kind of settles at your feet. Talk. Stands pretty well, not at your feet. It's about your height. Since you're a halfling,
It's true.
Metrics,
and
not
it licks you
optics.
on the face.
Okay. Dog, do you have a name? And of course I'm talking to the dog while the fight is going on. Dog woofs and says, okay, you can be caught. Talk, caught. Yay. Okay,
We're
so
breaking
here's
even
what I
if we
need
don't
you
make
to
that
do.
payment.
Yeah.
I
essentially.
need you to chase everyone away so I can have my
And then
nap.
starting next
and
month,
then I'll
we'll be
find you
profiting.
some. Think you
Well,
can
we
do
have
that
to
for
pay
me?
back the
Huh,
money
Carl?
too,
Huh?
right? So let's keep
Okay.
that, and we need to go through that
Great.
as well.
It'll all be
So right
fine.
now,
Off you go.
with credit card, we've
Yeah,
acted
the-
with
the-
credit
the
card and
dog's
everything,
kinda
and
just,
the
like,
money
looks
that's left is
around,
about 80 grand.
susses out the situation, thinks
So,
thinks in
I
dog
don't need to
thoughts
get it
for
all
a,
at
s- a
once, we
second,
can just do it in
um,
chunks, but I
and
wanna
then
recoup all
just
that
starts
money.
barking at the goblins.
If we did it like,
Um,
you know, like
and a
if we
couple
make
of them
it
are just like,
30
"What?
if we get up to our 30
Why?
a month,
Why
we
is
can
this
pay,
creature
like you
here?"
said, that little buffer zone
What?
of cash in there. I don't need to pay
And
myself
they
yet,
start to
but I'd
back
like to
off
pay
a
myself
little
back.
bit.
Yeah.
Um,
So if we can just focus
they
on
have a job
getting
to do,
the
so
point
they're-
where we
they're-
start paying
they're-
salary, and I can
they're
start
leery,
paying back the company,
but
basically
maybe
the
not
money that's owed.
scared off
That
quite
would be the
yet.
ideal situation.
Yeah.
So we should factor that in and how we're going to pay back.
Can
We
I
keep our
add
costs
my
for getting everything
staff
started up.
thing to
So,
this whole like barking
we'd get rid of them. That's $1,600
acrobatics
a month.
stuff going on?
And
Yeah, if
Do
you
I
want to
have
just like
to-
take a
we
pose.
start.
Yeah,
do we
it's
put the
gonna
money
be
back into the
it's gonna be
ads? Do
you
we
know,
take 1,000 of that and put it
kind of
back in the ads or
outside
stay
of
at
I think
um,
just stay at
your
900
realm to
for
like
now.
influence the fight in that way at this moment. But
Okay, so we
um,
just stay at 900
narratively,
a month
like we're
right
building a
now,
story,
that
right?
dramatically
So
lowers our costs,
um,
so $1,600
this is all
a
it's
month,
all
and
happening. It's
then
great.
We do a handout
Um,
meeting with Tristan tomorrow,
and
so
it is
this
Giancarlos's
is-
turn to
we'll just make
act.
sure he understands.
What would you
We're
like
planning
to
to
do?
come back, tentatively planning to come back.
So what are my
Just make
options?
sure that we understand how the ads are. set
You've
up and
you've got
everything else.
movement.
So we'll handle it,
You're currently in
and then,
melee range.
Yeah, we'll talk to Tristan right
so
now, see if there's anything
You're
else.
not really where you want to be
I don't
as
know.
a
Is there- are we
spellcaster.
missing anything? I don't think so. I feel
So
like
you
pretty
want to probably
good.
put
I
some
feel good
distance
about it.
between you
Yeah,
and the
okay,
enemies.
good. I mean,
You're a little bit more
They're
squishy.
still a la carte.
But
so if we, if we have
there's
any issues
also,
with the website,
you know,
if you're in,
you've got
just
your
call us,
arsenal of
right?
spells
Yeah,
at your
it's
It's like
still
100 an
disposal.
hour.
Yeah,
Warlocks
I think it's
can
100 an
cast
hour.
yeah.
2
Couple hours
um,
here and there
like,
is
full
not a problem. We can do that
level 1
situation.
spells.
And then
um,
if we're doing it $30,
But you have
we
cantrips like
when we
your
were
Eldritch
doing-
Blast. You can use those
we're
over and
doing
over
before
again
when we had,
without
we were
cost.
getting like
Mm,
300
um,
people
yeah.
a month. We were spending $50 a day.
You
right?
probably also
And-
have like a dagger,
But we
Yeah.
were spreading that.
Yes,
No,
I
we
do
were
have a
spending
rapier.
100 a day.
a
Was
rapier.
it 100 a day?
Rapier.
For that first month where we got all those webinar leads, I think it was 100 a day. It may have been 50 a
Yeah,
day.
Let's-
so I
let's
do have
go
a
back
rapier
through
right
that with
here,
you,
and then
Christian's
so
point.
Okay.
And
2
figure out what we were
pounds, and then it
spending
costs
on that. I feel like
25
we were
to-
wasting lots of money because a lot of it just wasn't hitting. You know, it was. We were getting lots
So-
of leads, but
Wait,
The
were you
most
talking about the
important thing
webinar
about the
campaign?
to know about the rapier
I don't think that was wasting
is
no, I mean like.
what skill
he
you
was-
use
he
to
was
attack
putting
with.
some money in some
it,
places that weren't getting us
which
very
it's a
much
finesse
response.
weapon.
Yeah,
so
we've tweaked the
you
campaign
can
to be
use
more targeted.
dexterity.
Right, so it's more targeted
um,
now. I think it
to-
was
to
we decided
swing it.
Facebook really wasn't the place for it.
So that would be your
Instagram,
modifier,
we were getting
right?
leads.
When you make
Instagram
the
and
attack,
Twitter
you'd roll a
was really
d20. You'd add
Mhm.
the bonus from
So we
dexterity.
start with 30. We'll do November.
And
30,
the
or we
damage
can
it
do a couple
does.
of weeks, see how we're doing with
So I
that
believe a
situation.
rapier is
The
a
rest of this month.
1d6.
We can do the
Looking
rest
at
of this
the
month.
bard who also
Yeah.
wields one.
Right, and then go to.
So it
think
would be
that's
more
the best
wise
thing
to
we
use a
can do.
rapier rather than a spell.
All right.
Just
anything
because
else?
you would be attacking with
Um,
You
disadvantage
get all these things
with a
after
spell.
process
Yeah.
this. It's been a long day,
Mm.
so. I'm
And
gonna
does it say
process
how
this all
much
in the morning,
damage the
but
rapier uses?
Basically, we don't really need
The
bonus
rapier would be a
right? We just
1d6.
we just
So
go, when
you
we're
deal
doing
you can deal
sales, we're
up to
going-
6
okay,
damage if you roll that on
it's like
on
the premium
the
package.
6-sided
You can
dice.
pay it all up front.
So
you can do
roll,
monthly
roll on the
payments, right?
1d6
And then there's
basically.
the premium
Yeah,
package
yeah.
with the demo.
You got to succeed on the attack roll
Right.
first, though.
And same thing, you
Mm.
can do all at once or you can do it in installments.
Yeah.
And then we have the other package.
And it says
which
I
is
rolled 1.
The standard membership?
You rolled a
standard
1
membership.
on the
And
attack.
standard membership, you can
Mhm.
break it down into
Okay.
monthly payments.
So a 1, no matter what, is always
Let's
a
see.
critical
Standard
failure.
membership, 1
Um,
year.
So this probably isn't the time to use the bardic inspiration because it's not going to help. It's modifiers
91.
do not
You
not
can do
impact a 1.
4 payments of $91
It's just
through
it's-
Afterpay
it's-
or 4
you-
payments
you
of
can't
$91 to
succeed
client.
on the attack. So
Okay.
um,
Now,
You whiff,
are we
but
gonna
that's
put that
okay.
up on our website?
Uh,
We're
so you
gonna
swung
have it
your
on the
rapier,
site, or is that something once we get the
and
consultation, are we gonna
the
put
goblin
it up
just
on the site and
you know
make it
flashes it
available for
away
people to click on
with
that
his
and do it as
scimitar,
well?
Yeah, I've been thinking
Uh,
about that.
and he's like, "Ha! Try turning me to jelly with that."
Laugh right now, Goblin. Soon, I'll turn you more into jelly. I will grind your guts inside and out like ogres would to you.
Good question. Yeah, we could do that. We could. There's no reason not to.
So Brog
I
is
think it's a
pointing
better
at
offer
Makem
than,
and laughing.
Than just a recurring payment that you have to pay up front. I think we
I
should
thought you were
switch-
inspiring him,
We should switch them.
but you gave
It's
him
not
your
hard to
bad
do.
luck.
We can do that as well.
You know what? So long as I don't have it, I don't really give a darn.
Okay.
Most website edits, I don't need them for.
All right. It is the goblin's turn to act now. So there are 4 of them, and there are 4 of you. Makes it easy.
So September 23rd
One is a shooter, though.
was the last time it renewed.
Pew pew.
Pating.
So
Okay.
that was the last time we renewed.
Against Nakum, we have 14.
23rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that hits.
A hit, good sir.
I'm just gonna call him.
It's 1 damage.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Can I like, for flavor, like I kind of like raise an arm to block it, but it like grazes me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, a nick on the arm.
Indeed.
All right. Against Brog, we have a 16. All right, and this is the archer. So he deals 5 piercing damage as an arrow.
Hey Tristan, how you doing, man?
Finds purchase in your armor,
Good.
and
We got
then
Austin here as
talk.
well, so-
Hi, Tristan.
I'm gonna go with
You
him.
rolled a 1,
Cool, man.
so it's a critical failure.
So
The goblin just
anyway, you got my last
completely
email
misses you.
about the whole thing. We
And then against
we feel
Calypso,
like
we
we want to
have
move.
that
we
is an
eventually
18,
wanna
that's
move
gonna
into
hit.
the full package, right? With the content and everything.
for 2 damage. So you'll take 2
Yeah.
damage, Calypso.
But at the moment, we are still struggling. to
I've
make
seen
ends meet, right? And we're
I've
still
seen
going to
dwarves
evolve, so
harder than
we
you.
need we
Hey,
this is our feeling.
my
right now,
cousin's a
that we
dwarf.
can Talk about today. We're thinking about pausing temporarily while we make enough money.
Then you will share the
so
same
that we
fate
can
as
get
me
back on track again with the full package.
with my collection.
Yeah,
with
I mean,
content.
we're made to be flexible.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So
He doesn't have a good
basically,
response
we
for that.
our next
Brock,
when does our
you're up.
subscription end now? It ends on the 23rd. Right?
How far away is the archer?
I'd have to
The
double check. I
archer's
don't have
about
that
10 feet.
information available in front of me.
Close
Okay.
range.
10 feet?
All right. So,
Okay.
the last one
Um,
renewed on the 23rd of September, so I'm guessing.
So first of all, I'm
23rd of
swearing
October,
'cause I think I just got
to
Yeah,
shot
that's
in the
probably around
butt.
when it is.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Okay.
But
so in the meantime, so
it's
if
the
we
middle of
still
a
need
battle. Can I
services,
use
it's
deception
$100
to
an
distract
hour,
them?
right, for you guys if you-
Actually, we
To
did
try to
away
gain
with our service
advantage,
model
or-
outside of membership entirely. So it's
Uh,
one thing to consider.
you could.
Is like we do not work on anything outside of
I
our
mean,
membership for the most
yeah,
part. There is no
yeah.
affiliate rate.
I can say
The reason for that
deception.
is because in
if you
order
wanna,
for
like,
the
draw
membership
it,
to transition to
kind
a
of
different service model,
Mm.
which
use
doesn't really kind of take like one-time requests anymore.
sort of your
In order
surroundings
to compensate
to
for that, though, I
maneuver
can
around
always
him without him
provide
noticing.
information, resource, how-to stuff. for
Um,
So
free.
Brog's
Okay.
like
I mean,
trying to
that's
pull
it.
the arrow out of his butt
You
and
guys
going,
did a great job.
Oh,
Like I
oh,
said, you did a great job.
what's that over there?
I mean, we're really
Because
happy
he's
with the
very
website.
intelligent.
We're happy with all the services. There's no, it's nothing
Yeah,
like that.
no worries.
It's,
Alright,
it's just,
so
I just wanted to be
that's
my
clear.
good.
deception
Yeah,
roll
Yeah, I wanted
was
to
a
be clear
6
with you
plus
guys. And
5,
we
so
would totally
11.
value you guys. You did a
an
great
11.
job.
Okay.
And honestly, we would probably recommend everything, all the services to build to any other.
And they're
small
not overly
business who needs
intelligent.
a killer website. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a killer website.
We might just, we could send out
Yeah,
one of our
why not?
emails even to recommending you guys. We'd like to get, so
What?
we get a little bit of some more of those
all
freebies
right,
from you,
so
right?
Yeah.
we get more people. on
Brog
board.
rushes him
Um,
as
Yeah,
he's limping.
it's a smart decision to make, you
with
know,
the
and
arrow
I
in his
wouldn't
butt.
really like rush into
Um,
paying us more to do things. And
The dagger
until you're
is
ready.
Yeah.
a 17 plus 5, so
turning those
22.
Sales calls that you're getting from your
Yeah,
web
that
model
hits.
into
And,
conversions is going to be your best bet in the short term.
Right.
Uh,
Okay, good. We're on the same
5.
page. So our question is
Five
right now we
and
haven't heard
the
back from
sneak attack?
Simon, which
And the
is
sneak
a little concerning because he is taking a
Oh.
bit
He
of
is-
time.
Only a
He's
1.
sick for the
Oh,
last
it's a
week.
6.
He's unable to record
All right.
the looms.
Yep.
Okay.
Not quite enough.
Been able to, like, reach
But
out
yeah,
to
he does
everybody
look
who's working
really
with him
wounded.
on
He's
the
like,
bot,
ah,
because he had told
Take
me.
that,
why
you
did I
sneak.
look?
So if you
Take
give
that,
him
you
another
sneaky
day or
little
two
shit.
To, like, be able to,
Okay.
he has tonsillitis. That's
Oh.
like why he wasn't able to record videos.
Okay.
So he literally can't even talk.
Okay.
So he's been on like leave for the most part. But he will be. He provides
Alright.
monthly updates. You know, like,
Nathan,
for a
You
reason,
are
so that
back
way,
up
like,
to
you kind of
the
always
top
have
here.
something to refer back to.
All right,
from, like,
I've
the
still got
latest
my
update,
rapier
and
out, and I'm
always will
like,
get one of them end of the month.
All right, second verse, same as the first, and he's gonna once again try to hit this goblin that is standing in front of him.
A
Okay.
few days, it could be a week, depending on if he's sick or
All
healthy
right.
for the most part.
I guess in the meantime, we
Oh,
just have a
hold
few
up.
questions
This
for
might
you
be his
because,
first successful action
the
of the
ads,
game.
Christian's done a wonderful job. We'll
Uh,
talk about
stand by.
meeting with him today. Or
He gets a
tomorrow
19.
and probably day
That's
after,
a
just to
hit.
Make sure that we're clear on
All right.
continuing the ads and then the
So-
budgets and everything. Then we'll just let them run.
I gets
basically,
1d8 plus
Yeah.
1 piercing damage.
Those do need maintenance because they could just start to cost you money at a certain point.
Okay.
And,
2 damage.
We're not really able
Ooh.
to provide like the exact
All right. That was on.
way for you to maintain an ad because it's not really something like we can train you on,
Oh?
and most of our ads are
Oh,
proprietary.
yes, this is the one that
So it's
took
like-
an Eldritch Blast.
I wouldn't even
Oh,
be able
cool.
to tell you how to pass off, but Christian could probably give you the advice that you need. So
So
that, like whatever campaign
he
you're running is doing well stays
gets
live.
stabbed, and kind of the
We-
blood
we've been
is
going through all the
pooling out of
campaigns
his
with
armor.
him, so we've been pretty
goes-
hands-on. So I think we already
Perfect.
we
But
already kind
he-
of know how to
and falls over.
maintain the ads for the time being. I mean, we're not
Bit roasted
we're
in
not-
like a pig
we're
back
not
home.
Dropping you guys, we're just gonna try and make some money so we
Yeah.
can
Then
come back.
let's not let
So
them.
this is a temporary. This is a temporary thing.
The
We're thinking
vegetarian girl
we're gonna need
threatens to turn me
November,
to vegetarian,
December,
but little does
January
she
to get on
know
our feet.
that
We
tree
are-
people make
we're
very
80
good
grand in the hole, to be honest
samples
with you,
for
right now.
maple syrup.
So we need to get
No.
out of the hole.
I don't know if
to
you've
do that,
tried
we have
Goblin,
at least
but
3 months where
It
we've got
really
cut
does
down
not
our
taste that
expenses.
good.
We just make
Had
as
to
much
eat it
money as
once,
we can
hard
to
times,
get
would
out
not
of the hole and
recommend.
Get flush again.
But
then-
they are rich in
And then it
protein.
makes sense to have you guys back.
Yeah,
in
but they
the
taste
hole
like a
and
dead
then
cat.
running, helping us. 'Cause by
Don't
the
ask
end
me
of
how I
the
know what a
sale,
dead
that
cat
too,
tastes like
right?
neither.
We'll have a
Since Jivika's got to
Right,
leave
yeah, so
here,
we're
let's
thinking
go
that-
ahead
correct,
and
November,
talk
December,
and have her
January,
last
we
turn.
both Austin and I are on the same page. So February is when we're
It's
thinking
yours.
about restarting again. Okay.
Sounds good.
Talk at this point.
Just keep me in the loop.
Now, what
It's
we just want to
questioning
know
everything.
is like the ads, the maintenance of the ads. We can monitor them and we
Talking
can keep
on an
tweaking them,
adventure
right? Because we know
Yeah.
the
To find her
formula
purpose
that, you know, that
and
Christian
become a
chose to
monk.
keep those ads
Instead,
healthy, right? So they're getting
she
the
found
yeah.
a
So we
bunch of
understand the
people
formula.
who like
The-
making
what
goblin
we're doing
relish.
now, other than doing
A dog
the backlinks
whose
for us,
bark
what else is Simon
is
doing at the
worse
moment?
than
Is
his
there- we're
bite,
not
and the
sure what
bark-
else he's
bark
doing.
isn't
That's all
that
we
That's
great
the
either.
primary thing.
Okay.
And
You know, like,
no appreciation,
good
none
SEO
at
is
all,
mostly just
none
securing good
whatsoever,
backlinks, 'cause everything
for
else kinda
her
seems like a waste of
quarter
time in the
staff
face of
skills.
good backlinks.
Talk is
Okay,
hired.
So that's all
Talk
we need
is
to find
upset,
out. That,
talk
we,
is
we
cranky.
thought that was the case. is
Talk
trying
wants
get
to
back
get
to-
paid.
Low-level SEO
Haven't
is like
we
blah,
done
blah,
enough
blah, blah,
today?
you know, content,
Talk is
but
going to
high-level
find the
SEO is
woman
like one or two
who
good
hired
backlinks a month
her
that would make up for,
and
like, $800.
put an end to this.
Okay, perfect.
But
so that's,
before
that's
talk
fine.
goes,
Well, we understand that, and then
talk
we'll begin that
offers
again. But in the meantime, our site is pretty healthy. We can see
some
that, right? The
stealth
site's
to
healthy.
her
And our
teammates
leads are coming
so that
from the ads. They're not
they
really
can
coming from
kind of
SEO yet.
hide and
They're coming
pretend the
from the ads
danger has
more
passed.
than anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
talk is going to
Correct.
do
You don't really
that.
have any lead magnets
with
designed for
dexterity
SEO.
five.
Your website traffic
You're gonna sneak away.
is what that's
Yeah.
for. And so like you're
All right.
think about it like getting to your lead
As
magnets, you're going
as
to the resources,
unceremoniously as you entered this fight,
Which they
you are
do
going
take them to the
to
page, the same
slink
page that
away.
ads are
Go ahead and
run
give me a self roll.
And whether those leads are coming through all from
I
ads
got
or
a
partially from
10.
SEO, organic traffic, and from ads, you're
Plus
not really able
5
to know
or
'cause
10?
organic traffic is
10
like
total.
different than the paid
10
traffic.
total.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think as,
The
we're pretty
dog
sure
barking,
all
the
of ours
fight's
is coming
going
from the
on.
web now. We can see it. We can literally physically see it.
Yeah.
Calypso is still
Problem
yelling
Pixel
about
actually
um,
registers sometimes,
the,
like, leads that come from
the
other
tree
sources, and there's
sap
nothing you can do about that
and
because of
goblin
iOS
jelly
laws,
and the comparison between the
Okay.
two,
Okay.
like laws of
and in
privacy and
the
stuff.
chaos
So you might be getting a
that
mix
has
of everything.
created.
Okay. Well, listen.
Talk
all
just
we
kind
need
of
to do is just set those ads, keep tweaking those
leaves
ads, and make sure that we're getting
very
us 100
undramatically
leads a
and
month, which
slowly.
converts to about 30.
Leaving
right?
so
We're
soon,
getting about
talk.
30.
You
ads a month.
you
That's all
think-
we need to
you
keep
think
us going
because
and then to
I-
get back into break
I
even
ravage
and-
other people. That
back
makes it
into
different
black.
than me
Once
ravaging
we
3
get out
people
of the
for
red,
maple
once again,
syrup.
like I said,
They're both
it's-
living
we
things.
prefer, we
You
like,
can
we
just
like
see
having
the
you guys
meat
do
and
this
grind
because
from difference.
It allows us
We're,
to do
we're
sales,
yes ending her,
right?
her
And it
exit
allows us to
because she
scale up.
actually has
So,
to go
like I
in
said,
real
we,
life.
we're only
All right.
temporarily pausing.
You
I
have a
wanna make
great
that
one.
clear with
You
guys. We
haven't seen the
appreciate
last of
it.
them, so
It's,
I
I'll make
swear,
changes as soon as I'm out.
that.
Okay,
The
yeah.
first thing I'll do when
Just let
I'm
me
a
know when
mastermind
the
is
last
make
day
you
is. We have a few
vegetarian. Forget
requests
vegetarian.
pending
I'll make
still.
you vegan. Just do
If
it.
you could clear up those requests.
And I will kill as many
that would be
tree
great.
people just to
Yes.
show you that does
and-
not
We have the
stop me.
Volunteer copy
You have a great
Yeah.
day.
and landing page.
Yeah, and Tristan, if you could hold off on publishing
Alright.
any of those changes until we take a
Alright.
look at the belt tiers, we found that the consultations are so effective that
order.
it might circumvent
We
We
some
did
of
shelf
Yes.
everything
Watches all
because
this.
you had said that to Christian.
All right,
Yeah, okay.
Calypso. it is
Yeah,
yours.
I
And
just-
you had sent a recent email about like what
And
the
it is
status
time
is
for
on
me
that,
to
and so we're
roll.
like, okay,
What
they want to
am I
continue on this. So that's
Okay.
why it was back in progress.
Okay, great. Yeah, just show
Could
us
I
what it
use
looks like
spells?
before
Could I
you publish any
use-
changes. But we would
Yeah,
like
right
to.
now we're just working on the copy.
Yeah,
and
you've
then,
still got a
and
goblin
then we'll get to work on the
melee.
landing page.
You were
If
unsuccessful
we
at hitting
reach
him last time.
the limit
Um,
of
you're
like, you
you're
know,
able to
days
cast
on
spells at
cycle and
other
it
goblins.
ends, we're
There's
gonna be
currently
hands
one that's
off. I'll
pretty
try to get it all
wounded.
done before then.
There was one
But in the
that
case that
hasn't
we
taken
don't,
any
I'll make sure
damage
that
at
you
all.
have what you need to finish it.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Also, because
Yeah, because
Eldritch
we're
Blast is
we're
a cantrip,
probably
you can
looking
cast that as many
to
times
not
as you want.
renew in
Yeah.
in October.
So
so-
be it.
Yeah.
Eldritch
So,
Blast it is.
So, like I said, November, December, January, we're gonna take.
And
off,
I roll the
we'll be
D20,
back
is
on
that
our feet
correct?
By
Yes.
February.
Yeah.
After the holidays, will give us enough time to sort of get anywhere.
And the roll
Then
is
we'll just
16.
start again, and then
do
the
I roll the
content
Eldritch
package.
Blast as well?
What's the, can you give us the price? Of the content
So
package?
16, you're gonna have
Um,
to add your
It could probably
charisma.
take you off SEO
it's
and
gonna-
put you
it's
on
not gonna
marketing
matter.
content at
It's,
2,000, so that way you're not
16
spending any
on the
more than
dice
the
is
typical rate for it.
fine, sufficient.
Okay. So we
Um,
don't need to keep the SEO.
the only reason
going.
If I were to prioritize, I would just lean 100%
AC
into
gets
ads.
higher, but
Okay.
My charisma is plus
And
3.
content drives
yeah,
the
so it's a
ads, like,
19.
'cause
Yeah,
we were
it's
able to
gonna
make
hit
better
at
videos
16. It'll
creators.
hit at a 19.
Right.
So go ahead and roll
Okay.
that
Sounds good,
1d10
man.
for the damage on
Anything
that.
we need to know before we do this handoff, basically?
No, that's it. Just talk with Christian about like any ad
And the
stuff.
damage
we're gonna
is
continue
5.
working on what we have
5?
until
Cool.
the 23rd. It sounds
Are you attacking the
Okay,
wounded
well,
one
just
or
make sure that I don't.
one of the
I'm
others?
not sure the exact date. I know the last.
Yeah,
My-
I'll send it to Pod
Which would you-
anyway, so that won't renew
So the ones that
no
are
matter
closer
what, and then
to
I'll also know
the
when to,
allies,
when
is
to
that
go
correct?
hands-free from
Yeah,
when the
the
subscription
one that's
cycle ends.
wounded is
Okay,
the archer.
Okay, fantastic.
um,
okay. Awesome.
that,
Any questions?
I guess one quick
Nabrog
question I have. Do you know off the
has,
top of your head how much it would be
stabbed
to do content
The
only?
dagger.
What's
That is the price for
Rule
content
is
only. Like
option.
marketing is part of.
You hide
Marketing is at the
behind the shadows, but you
foundation of
can't
every
avoid your
membership.
death.
right.
So it's
You
like
think
1,200
using
for
the
just
pure
marketing,
little toy makes you
1,600 for
inevitable
marketing
to
and
it.
SEO, 2,000
I
for
have
marketing
another
content.
thing coming for
Marketing
you.
content and SEO is when you reach like their 3,000.
Understood. Gotcha.
4,000, 5,000 is like all of our products combined.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah,
That answers all my
vaporize.
questions.
I mean, he's
Okay.
All
he's
right.
gone
That's interesting,
as
thanks.
quickly as he
How's
came,
Seratia's build coming along?
and
The was say that again?
Oh, pretty
Seratia's
fireworks.
website, how's that coming
Oh
along?
yeah, so we've been like in a pretty much indefinite design phase with them while they work with another company to
Alright.
try even more designs.
uh,
We like
Not bad
have
there,
noticed
Mr.
with
Warlock.
clients like Suresh that they
Who else
go
is
through
next?
the longest design cycle to get their exact vision that their entire
Just
team
be
has.
sure to have.
Mhm.
It
to
doesn't
take
seem
care
like
of
we
the
were
rest.
able to like
And by the way,
knock their socks off
you
with
might wanna wipe
designs,
the
even though
guts
we like
off
had
you.
created really good wireframes, which I'm happy to share. They're
so
also
these
part of our
there's
portfolio.
two goblins left.
Okay.
We're showing
have
our
a
work
dog
with
barking at
continuum,
them.
but we're still in the
They've
design
watched
phase.
their
Yeah.
friends be
Okay.
vaporized
So we
and
don't have that other
garroted and
little
stabbed.
benefit we got.
And
Because
these
he
two
went- yeah,
remaining
he hasn't
goblins
gone
are
through
gonna
the
stay.
full web and tech.
Ah,
That's why we split it into
this.
half design
This
phase,
isn't
development
worth
phase.
the
So that way,
money.
like, companies don't have to
And they're
fully
gonna they're gonna
commit to
attempt
web and tech without going through at least our design phase
can I
to
cast
see
a
if
spell
we
as a
can
reaction?
meet their design expectations. Which, as far as
All right,
Suresh
as
has
so
some of the highest,
which of the two that are
as
still
Eva said,
left?
some of the highest design expectations we've ever encountered.
There's just two warriors.
We're really good website
scimitar
designers, so
wielders.
it's not
They
like
are
we
actually
didn't create good
they're
website design,
disengaging
create really outstanding wireframes.
combat.
But he's
so
just looking for something very
there's this
specific. So for the
Yeah,
time
so I
being,
get
he's
attack
going to another
opportunity?
service provider
No,
to see
no,
if
because they
they
took the
can
disengage.
out-design
Oh, they
us.
took disengage,
Now we're in
never
somewhat
mind.
of a design
right. So
competition.
they are
So
they
that
stepped
is
away
where
from
we're
you
at
and then
currently.
turned tail to run.
All right. All right.
Gotcha. So I don't think I can do
Well,
what I thought.
okay.
Okay.
So, well, I guess we'll leave
Running
it at that
away
then. Just let me know.
so
Keep me posted on what.
I will,
It's
yeah.
wrong
It's,
side
it's,
of the act,
it's my
because
duty
that's
too.
what
I'll let you know if
goblins
anything
so-
changes.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
All right, thanks, Tristan. Have a good evening. Talk
Okay.
soon.
All
But
right, you as well.
they're running
Okay.
away, so can I
Okay,
do
so
anything or
exactly as
just
we were
let them go?
suspecting, right?
Yeah.
If you want to let them go, the
Couple
combat will
backlinks a
end.
month, essentially.
it.
So
Um,
we just need a list of
if you want to
these.
take an
Save
action
yourself
as they
$1,600
flee,
bucks.
I'll
Pay
allow
for a
it.
glass of wine.
Yeah, right.
One of them leave?
I'm just gonna
one of
get
them
some
was
water.
slightly
I'm
wounded.
I'm just
He
exhausted
took,
after
like, I
driving
think
down
one
to the
damage.
city. It's just-
Yeah. I could use some water too.
So Brog is going to see that he can have some fun with these guys running away, and he's going to jump at the wounded one with his battle axe that he pulls off his back because he hasn't had fun with that yet, and yelling, "For mommy's glory!" as he swings. Oh boy. I may have just killed myself. I rolled a 1, but it's supposed to be a +3. So.
Yeah, it's a 1.
Ugh.
So you leap
Mommy always
forward.
hated me.
You leap forward. The goblin kind of like turns, sees you like in the air, and kind of does a back
You don't
step
have-
and
yes,
a
I do.
roll,
The
and
backlinks
your
are
axe
not
like
on our
clinks
website.
and
They're on the
embeds
websites
into the,
of
into the
high
dirt floor
traffic
of this
content
mine.
creating websites.
Okay.
And
oh, so
he
I see. So our
picks
link
himself
is
up
there on
and
their
and
website.
scampers
I see,
off
okay. For some reason, I
down
thought it was in the back end
into
of our
the depths.
website too.
No.
Perfect. So I mean, I'm just looking on.
Oh, Mommy, why have you forsaken me?
See, like,
And combat
Fiverr
is
and things
now
like that
over.
already do
Um,
high authority
the-
backlinks.
Forward camp, the door opens, and the miners peek out.
We could
They gone yet?
look into something. like
Yeah,
that,
they're
so
gone.
we have one link,
And
two links a
if I
month.
may say, Mr.
Much
Brogue,
cheaper,
was it?
Right. Right. So, I'll take a look at this
Yes.
tomorrow.
Don't feel bad. My
And,
mother hated me
maybe
too.
I'll reach out to a few of these people and say, like, listen, all we just want is
Hey,
I can-
I can see why.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. Thank you for saving us, first and foremost.
So we'll spend
Um,
$100 a month.
the-
And
the-
find us,
There's
this is
they-
our budget or something.
they
Can
got
you
away
do it
with the
that way?
silver.
Does that sound reasonable?
Yeah, if we can do it for, $200-300.
Yeah.
Uh,
Absolutely inexpensive.
And Deirdre comes barreling
I
into
feel
the
like that's
into
good
the
enough, and he might even be doing the same
into this
thing.
area,
You're right.
and
So
she's just like,
I'll look
What do you
into the
mean they got-
backlinks then tomorrow.
Sorry.
So
"What do you mean they
else?
got away with the
We-
silver?"
We need to just set
And the
up
miner
all-
says,
what we
"Yeah,
should-
there was a
the
dwarf
only thing I
here
really wanna do is just set
before
all those
before these
packages
folks
on the
showed up, and
website so that people can,
he grabbed
if
the
they're
mine cart.
organically go
We've
to
been
our
packing
website,
it for a
oh,
week.
Cool. Click.
There's got to
And
be,
they can-
you know,
it's all there.
60 pounds of,
Okay.
of ore in
I'm
there."
not sure.
Unless you
And
get
Steve
better.
Deirdre
I'm not
says,
sure.
I mean,
Listen, so
I'm not sure how
great job
effective
guarding.
it would be to
I'm
display
really
all
happy
the
with the
different
investment I've made so
combinations.
far.
I've been
However,
thinking about this, but
your
it's possible
pay
we could build a
is escaping down.
So
that
right now we have these
tunnel.
two cards.
So
And what would be really easy to do is just
you
switch
might want to do something
this
about that.
the
I
link
think.
on this card so that it's
right.
not the subscription, it's the one you can use Klarna and Afterpay for.
Apologies.
I
I
can
mean,
switch
if
that
that's
link
what
really
it's
easily.
gonna take to get some
Um,
money,
I can switch.
what do you guys think?
Well, this is the monthly
As
membership.
long as
I think it's
there
worth
is something
keeping
to crush
something with a
in
low
Annihilation,
price tag on it.
So be it.
Uh,
These goblins will meet their end.
The only thing that I feel like is really missing.
Can you do
is
something
the-
about this
the-
arrow in my butt
the
first?
private training.
It's
Oh.
sim-
So
Actually,
we
I'm
should-
sorry, I have
So
something for
technically, we
that.
should have how many
Um,
packages do we
yeah,
have
it's
right
a
now? We have
token
the
of my
monthly membership, we have the
appreciation for
yearly
the
membership.
I'll show you.
Performance on your
So
first day on the
yeah,
job.
we have.
I got a bag of potions.
It would be great.
she
Yeah,
hands
I'd like
you
to walk through
guys
this
a
document.
bag.
This is the
In it,
consultation guide.
There is.
I'd like to just walk through it a little bit, but these are all the links that you would
Right.
need. So this is the one where obviously top priority, premium membership 1 year,
Mhm.
$9.97. This is the consultation discount. So
And you can use all pay with that one, right? For
yeah, I'll show you.
Oh, 6. There are 6 healing potions.
So this
Oh,
is
lovely.
just like the
Saves me the
link
healing
you can
spell.
copy and paste, or if you're writing an
Ooh.
email, you can copy this in
Hades will
and it
not
comes
take
with
them
the link.
today.
So
Let
there
it
are
let
two
it not
options
be
you
said
understand.
that I'm a
So
bad
what's all the
employer.
landing pages we developed?
Workers' comp is
Well, hold on.
quite
I'll get to that.
expensive,
But let's look at
so
these
here's
first.
some potions.
Oh, those look yummy.
So this is the
Can I have
consultation
one?
discount. So this is essentially what
You
we
can
should
take them all.
aim to
They're
be
yours.
sending
They're
people
yours,
to
of
this
course.
page.
Okay.
Can you just drink
Um,
one now?
Yeah,
And
it's 2d4.
your question about Afterpay Klarna.
Yeah,
It works
great.
differently for larger amounts, I've noticed.
Uh,
Since this is a
If
very
you don't
large
mind, I'm
amount,
just gonna take 2, and he kind of like
they,
reaches in the bag and takes
Afterpay
2 out.
wants you to do monthly payments, and
okay.
Klarna does
Keep
quarterly
stashing 'em.
payments.
No, one I'm gonna use now. Another
So
one I'm gonna save
that
for
is
later.
an interesting little piece of
So he's 2d4.
information.
2d4
Yeah,
to know.
that just makes it a lot more affordable, and we know that we can tell people it's only
Wrong guy.
$78
Hold
a
up.
month.
Yeah.
All right,
And
so
you
that's
do
rolling the
payments, and
four
that's
sided
easy to
dice
sell
twice,
people.
right?
Yeah.
I noticed everybody
Okay.
wants the premium
So
packages,
I
but
gained 5.
the
back
monthly
up to nine.
payment, the
Cool.
37 a month, just
I get
seems
4 HP back.
more digestible, right? Easy to handle.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
having that to display
And
is,
how much
is,
HP
is a
did I
good
lose
thing.
before?
Even if we're not actively trying to sell
I don't know.
people
I
on
was
it.
telling you.
So
you
that's
gotta
the
keep track.
that's I have stars around it. That's the one
I
we
think-
want
I think you
use.
took
If
at least
you're
5
emailing it
damage.
post consultation,
Hmm.
you can just copy this and paste it in, right?
And
This is
seeing
like for
my
the Zoom
character's
chat.
health,
Because it's just a raw link.
how much would I
Oh,
have?
Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
That's
Maybe
why
just
this
put
is for
Zoom
email.
beside it too.
Okay.
Your health total
So,
should be
Matt, let's set this up
on the
in our
page.
minds so that we're probably
called
going to hand this off to some
Current
salespeople.
That's
max-
exactly what this is for.
Yeah, exactly.
It walks through the whole process, and I would like you to read it too,
Mhm.
because I've been thinking a lot about this process. But it talks about the things we've been talking
I'm
about.
not
Tell us a little bit about
that
yourself,
versed in
and then I've kind of
D&D.
framed
I
these
usually
these
tend to
leading
focus on-
questions.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
exactly what I do. Yeah.
You ask them the right leading questions,
We
and they
are
just
looking at-
they walk right into where you want to go. So, how did you come
Yeah.
across our community? What caught your attention?
Mhm.
You know, what are your main
See,
goals?
That's exactly what this is what I say
Yeah.
already. That's
Um,
exactly what I don't know why, but
I would say
I'm
a
hardwired
warlock
to ask
probably
these
got,
questions
like,
because I'm teaching for so
and
long.
9 hit points
So
to
these are the
start
questions
with.
I always ask students.
Mhm.
It's exactly the same thing when
So
I
roll
teach,
the
is what I'm
dice.
taught to ask these leading questions.
Yeah, you want to if you want
because
to
you
roll
want the
2d4
students to talk
to
about
claim your
themselves.
back hit
You
points.
don't want to
Yeah, I think
talk
you
about
like had
yourself. And
5
the
damage
goal
probably.
with all of it is to get as
Yeah,
much
right.
time with them talking
So
to
roll,
you,
roll the
because
d4.
that sells them on it instead
Mhm.
of you talking.
You roll them
And
twice.
instead of you talking about everything, it comes across as too salesy. You want
That's
them
one.
to talk about
Yeah,
themselves.
we're not trying to sell; they're trying to buy.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And that's
exactly.
3.
So that's sort of the
So
tone
you
of
get 4
this
back.
document pain point. The way I see it,
Idiots
there's
will not
basically
take me
right.
Put that in there. We're not trying to sell. They're trying
And
to
if
buy.
they do, I'll
That's a
take
great.
them with
That's a
me.
great quote, actually.
Yeah,
Where did you come up with that?
All right.
that's from Daniel
Um,
Priestley.
Ah. See, the guy's
So-
good, right? You got.
With that, you
we're not
guys
trying
get
to
your
sell.
healing potions.
That's great for the
15
salesperson.
minutes to go.
Daniel Priestley. Let's put a quote. Daniel Priestley.
But hold on, let me finish walking through this.
Let me try.
So just a couple
We can certainly
introductions,
try.
then
Well, what do
you
you
identify
think,
their pain
Austin?
point. And right now, what I'm seeing is 2 categories: either
You
they
wanna
don't
shoot
have the
back here?
support, the training, or the networking. So like we could ask, what kind of support have you had so far? What kind of training have you had? Do you feel like that's been enough to confidently move forward?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, well, I don't know. And I'll be like, well, we have these
Is
resources.
Austin on a
right?
coffee run?
Should we do some sort of comparison?
Funny.
This is one thing.
Yeah, no,
another thing.
he did say in the
Sorry,
chat,
Drop.
ping me in the
Another
chat
thing
if
I
you
put
need
is, like,
anything in the next few minutes.
Compared to
That was
other
at 9:40,
similar
so
services.
Oh,
I
I'm so
just
sorry.
sent
They
a
need me to
message.
wrap up
Yeah,
the
go,
session.
go finish that. I'm just watching.
Close up the stream. I mean, yeah, we probably don't have enough time for what I have for the rest of what I have planned. So that's totally okay. There he is.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey.
How was the session?
Amazing.
Oh my
I
gosh.
enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we had some good banter going back and forth. People learning how to play D&D. I think it was constructive. I hope people had fun.
Yep.
Are you guys
Yeah,
enjoying the mechanics of D&D, or is it like kind of a lot to learn? Like where are we at with that?
It's a little bit to learn, but it's fun. I allow myself to express character. It allows me to experiment a bit as well. Not to mention develop characters as well in the world of E&D. It's entertaining. You get to see how they behave, almost as if you're making your own series or own anime. I really appreciate it. With Calypso, I put in a twist of how to say it, insanity, but also likability right there.
Well, great.
Since he is
If
a
you
god
guys
of
have
war.
any feedback, you can also email me as well. I want to make this really simple. I want to simplify it as much as possible. So that's sort of the goal in the coming months, is just to basically streamline it and get people. If you've never played D&D before, I don't want it to feel like this like big process to learn everything. To just come hang out and improvise, basically, right? Improvisation is the is the goal here. And as voice actors, right, that's what we're always looking to do, is to channel those authentic feelings in the moment. So that's kind of where we're at right now. We're going to be doing this every month. We stream every month in our community. We stream every week at our community hubs, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, and once a month we're doing D&D. Right now, Gavin has been doing them every month, and we might switch back to alternating. I don't know yet for the new year, but for now, we can keep doing the same stories if you guys come back next week, and we can always chat more. I'm open to suggestions. And anything else before we sign off?
Just want to say it's very fun getting to be on the player side for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
I mentioned at the top I do a lot of DMing for my friends, so I kind of have a grasp on it, but I don't get to do player very often. So this is a lot of fun. Also, I was just a little curious, are there any plans to do another session for Kokuni? Or because I was looking at the scheduled streams and it doesn't seem like there's one for it in the near future. Is that completed?
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is actually create a new campaign setting that's much more rooted in traditional Western fantasy that could perhaps be a bit more accessible and easier to improvise in, with the goal being to make a really kind of lightweight experience that is highly improvisational, to get kind of people who don't have as much experience with the mechanics going. That's
Austin,
my
if
goal.
you're curious, I don't know if you have tried like other game formats, but there's certainly other games that are like more role play focused and less mechanic heavy. If that's something you'd be interested in.
Right. I've actually written my own framework for a really lightweight improvisational system that I was considering testing out here, if that's something that there's interest in, with the goal being, again, to just appeal to people who've never played before, never played a role-playing game maybe, but are interested in voice acting and improvisation, right?
Yeah.
So I may bring that up to in one of the sessions, and we can experiment with that. But I don't know yet, and I'd be interested to hear more from you guys.
Okay.
But for now, have a great evening, and be sure to tune into the community streams. You can join the Zoom meetings or watch on Twitch, and come say hi.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, if you guys sign up for another D&D stream with me, if I get a majority of you, we'll pick up where we left off. If only one of you signs up, I might throw new players in and try to incorporate the same story. But Refuge is it's an island, and the town of Redemption has a lot of play. So there's plenty of adventure to be had. You can bring the same character, you might just be plopped somewhere else to incorporate a different group of people.
That works for me just fine. Like, Makeham's kind of like my utility character. He's a traveler, so he just goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And be sure to check out Gavin's website. I posted a link to that in the chat. Follow that. Gavin's, his podcast. Gavin is a podcaster.
Yeah, I do a science fiction podcast. So it's role playing games, but grounded in sci-fi instead. So season 1, I did a cyberpunk game that lasted about 80 or 60 episodes or so, and then season 2 we're doing a space opera, so traveling through the stars, kind of Star Trek-y.
Great. And if you guys have any questions, you're all members. If you have any questions about getting the private lessons started or about your demo reels, I know that a couple of you are looking to update your demo reels. Just let me know, and we'll get started with those. So.
Yeah, that sounds good. And is there a way to pay half for the first demo reel and then pay the other half afterwards, or we have to pay?
Yeah, John Carlos, we actually have special payment options for the demo reels. We can use Afterpay or Klarna to divide them up by month, or multiple payments, or it could be an option too. Yes, Robbie.
Quick question about the demo reels.
Yeah.
If we're trying to say, I mentioned earlier again, I was working on getting a character reel together.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to do that sort of reel, but we don't have a ton of experience in that line of the industry, would you guys be able to help us like find? Would that like be an issue of like, oh, you'll like give us character voices to do or like work on ones that we could reasonably develop, or would we need to come with that pre-prepared?
We can collaborate with you to some extent about creating character voices. I think the best thing would be to start with the scripts, which we can supply, and then
Okay.
to have you sort of lean into the kinds of voices that you feel confident in and develop them from there as you're kind of reading the scripts, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I had a consultation with Raj, the free consultation you guys can all do, and
Yes.
we talked about demo reel. He told me to put like 6 to 10 characters together, things that I would be like very like specific, like this is the type of person that you are. Here's how old you are. What's the scenario, and then Strawberry Hill develops the script. So
Mhm.
you could read off of that. So I brought like, just as an example, like a gruff British bruiser and mob enforcer who talks with a Cockney and settles things with his fists. And so like with that, Raj is making a script for it so that I can read it and put it in.
Okay.
Right.
And
Oh, oi, Bulk, what do you think you're doing here, mate? You don't belong in this area.
oi, lad, that's a good lad.
I have a early 30s age Irish charmer, a smooth operator with a mischievous spirit, and
Oh,
a heart of
really?
gold.
Oh, Mr. Harry, you're not gonna like what I have to say.
Get off my swamp, donkey.
Does that answer all you guys' questions about the demo reels?
Yes.
Okay.
One last question I would have,
Yeah.
and this is really a demo reel question. Does Strawberry Hill have any resources to connect you with potentially finding an agent?
We do have agents in our network, yeah. So why don't you follow up with me over email and we can talk about the kinds of agents that we have.
Okay,
that we-
beautiful. And that's info at Strawberry Hill.
Yes, you can also use Austin C. That's Strawberry Hill. It's me.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would like to work on the payment as well because I was thinking like since I know I get the discount, like 700 something, I was thinking maybe paying 300 and then the other 300 afterwards.
Okay. I'll touch base with you after about the we can do a multiple payment situation.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
You guys have a
Alrighty.
great night.
All right. Have a great night, guys. And thank
You
you,
too.
Gavin. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Absolutely. It's always a blast.
All right.